Hello, welcome to Ikate's Crossing. Okay, so I think this is one of the underused decks, or one that I haven't seen a lot of other people using. I think it's a really good little deck. Now, I was shuffling away, just sort of having a bit of a thought about what's going on, what do I need to know, what's happening, etc. And I got the Queen of Pentacles. Now, the Queen of Pentacles reminds me of being organized, being a sense of being maybe a little bit assertive, but also a kind and caring, generous sort of energy as well. Of course, it depends on the context of the question and but this is sort of a card that I'm using for reflection. So I'm looking at the image, and I sort of see someone, a Queen of Pentacles, who's quite confident, but she's not too bold or dynamic. She's not loud. She's actually quite quiet in her assertiveness in a way. She's got a kind and generous heart in many ways, but also a need to be logical or practical in her approach to life. She nurtures the well-being of herself and others around her. She's, like I said, she's not going to be loud or too bold or too sharp in her words or her thoughts. There is sort of a kindness to her in some ways, even though she's organized and to the point. So I think if this comes up in a relationship type of energy, I feel like you've got someone who's come into your life who is someone who's got that kind, that very generous sort of energy about her. She is someone who is someone who comes into your life in a very sort of generous way. So you've got someone who's very practical in her well-being, in her sense of her approach to life. So I think this is a really good card to sort of reflect on. How can I bring those energies into my life? How can I be kind? How can I be generous with also boundaries? I feel like the Queen of Pentacles has boundaries in her approach to life, in her well-being. So I think, how can I be a Queen of Pentacles in my journey? Which is kind of important. How can I be quite firm, quite assertive, without being overpowering of others? How can I be the sense of, I feel like she's quite balanced in her nurturing, in her energy. She's very grounded, which is kind of important here. So I love this card for reflection. But yeah, what I want to talk about is, okay, so we've got Queen of Pentacles. That's my thoughts. That's my opinions. What I want to do is sort of dive into the guidebook a little bit. I want to show you what this guidebook is all about. So we've got, it's a really good little guidebook here. It does talk about queens. So let's have a go here. So queens can be gender specific interpretations that are available if you wish to use them. However, envisioning any person of either gender with the four queens, as it represents the third stage of their life. Okay, so you've got that. So this is a most crucial point in the journey, because if one is not upon the correct path, one will not arrive at their intended destiny of fulfillment. Here one must evaluate the path, and it is not that simple to be honest with oneself when one has invested so much upon this path up to this point. The key in one's own feelings and expectations about one's own life and path is not the feelings and expectations or opinions of others. So that's the queens in general that's written in the book. Now, it is by, I meant to say, it is by Richard Shadow Fox. It is a Schiffer deck. Okay, so age. The evaluation process should be ongoing, of course, but to live within this stage, one must have practically applied enough of their acquired knowledge to feel real progress towards their goal. So it's like you've gone through the youthful stage of life. You've gone through that young adult life, and you're moving into that sense of maturity. So you're saying you're moving around the approximate age of 35 to 50, but of course, it's not limited to either end, which is kind of interesting. So let's go into the Queen of Pentacles here, and let's have a look and see what the guidebook has to say. Just for reflection, we're reflecting. So we're reflecting on what our own thoughts are, what we see in this image. We've got this Queen of Pentacles here. We've got this young man sort of here, this hero that she's sort of maybe guiding in some way, sort of sharing her knowledge, nurturing energy in this way. So let's have a look and see what the Queen of Pentacles says. This can often represent a higher purpose or a person with a long history of strong commitments to others, and perhaps a dedication to environmental projects as well. They may enjoy the finer things in life, but will generously share with others. This is a reason with no resistance. This is a person with no resistance to hard work, but at the same time able to relax, feel the moment, reflect, and plan new strategies for the future. Aside from a willingness and a commitment to projects and causes, they are quite capable of organizing and managing them as well. So kind of interesting here. Okay, so let's have a quick look at the reversed image of the card. So if the card is ill-dignified, or in an ill-dignified position, or a sense of being reversed, it says this is quite often a very shallow view of situations and people, as a person could easily be envisioned with a measuring stick in each hand. They see the worth of a person in their possessions and will go to great lengths to create a facade of material wealth, an illusion and a show, to lead others to believe that they are successful themselves. They might even actually believe what they are the same as those with true wealth. This they may also display elitism to further their pseudo projection of influence. So I could see this, if this card came up reversed or in an ill-dignified position, you could say that someone's pretending they have an illusion of being someone of their status, of what they're not. They're trying to live beyond their actual status within themselves. So they're trying to live up to something that is not true within themselves. They're living with no integrity. Kind of interesting there. So I believe it's so when you've got this, you could be saying that someone is not really living to their integrity. They're not being authentic self. They're not being their authentic self. So that's kind of an interesting reflection to sort of ask yourself, am I living to my authentic self? Am I living with integrity in my life? Am I being honest with myself and with others? An interesting card to reflect on. Okay, so that's it from me. Just to sort of a dive into the Deck of Heroes Tarot. And this is an excellent guidebook. Some great thoughts. Some great perspectives. It has got some spreads, of course, in it. Richard Shadow Fox. Excellent deck to work with. I love it for all sorts of readings, relationship readings. I love this deck. Really reflective in its imagery. Okay, so that's it from me. Don't forget to check the links down below. Check the links on my channel. Like, subscribe, and ring the bell so you know when the next video will be uploaded. And I do want to say a big thank you to my supporters, whether you're through YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, or even on my Ko-Fi. Don't forget to check out my different posts, my different ideas, thoughts. Remember, these are my opinions. Whether you agree or not is okay, but please be respectful in the comments down below. Thank you very, very much. Take care and blessed be.